Welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. I'm talking about the Wii again, and this is a game that actually looks like a light gun game because it has some light gun features in it. And I was really getting a lot of positive feedback when I talked about Galaga Remix, which is on the Namco Museum Remix, where you do the Galaga thing with Pac-Man rolling around, and it's kind of a light gun portion of that game. And I just thought, yeah, I'm going to start talking about the light gun games, because I really like what is possible on the Wii for light gun games. But then I realized, well, first of all, this game is really good. This is Boom Blox, and it has a light gun portion on it. And I also thought, you know what, I should actually give some of these other games a try before I start narrowing in just strictly on light gun games. So let's talk about Boom Blox, because it's pretty cool. So the really nice thing about Boom Blox is you've got lots of different features. I mean, there's tons and tons of different things. I'm not going to be able to cover them all in this video because it would take an hour. But I'm going to just talk about some of the highlights. First of all, I think Steven Spielberg, who developed it, or put his name behind it, when he first tried out the Wii, he was really impressed with the Wii controller, and for some reason, the idea of like flicking things at the screen really struck him as something he wanted to do. And this is how Boom Blox came about. Somebody realized it's got an appeal where you're throwing things at the screen. So that's actually what the game is all about. In addition to that light gun game stuff I showed you earlier. Let me just take you into sort of the first few levels to give you the basic rundown of what most of the games are like. Here's one of the first levels. This is a warrior that has been erected out of these gem blocks. And what's really nice is not only do you throw your little brick at the screen, but if you hold the trigger, you can actually rotate your view around so you can get a different perspective of this objective that you have. So that's kind of neat. And the other thing that's nice, it just uses the Wii Remote. Not a lot of games are strictly Wii Remote only, so that's kind of a nice little feature. Alright, so what do we need to do with this warrior? Well, with as few shots or with as few throws as possible, we'd like to topple him so that these little glowy bricks here will fall to the ground. So, I guess we need to find what his point of weakness is, and I'm going to guess it's probably one of his hips. So let me just aim him so that we can see him properly. And by holding the A button down, I place my target where I want the shot to go. So I'll try his hip. Oops, let's try it again. There we go. So if I hold the A, that'll do that. And then if I just fling the baseball, knocks him over. And with luck, it'll cause everything to fall. Yes, we did it! And there's kind of an out of 3 award system. Because I got that in one throw, I got a gold brick. If I had taken 2 throws, it would have been the silver, and then 3 for bronze. Throughout the game, there are these, like, you want to get as many gold bricks or gold awards as you can. And so it has that replay value. There's a lot of things worth trying out in this. Now, in addition to those crystal-type blocks that you want to knock to the ground, there's also ones that are worth points. This is another subsection, and you want to get these gold point blocks. So again, here you can see I've got bricks of different denominations. The gold ones are the ones that I want to get. I want to knock those onto the ground. But now we've got a little bit of extra challenge, because if you see these sort of black cross beams, they've actually got -10 written on them. So if I will get 10 points if I knock a gold onto the ground, but I will lose 10 if I knock a black one onto the ground. So it becomes more of a challenge now. How can I get these ones onto the ground without knocking the black ones? Let's try this out. Oops, hang on. Okay, not bad. Let's see if I can do this one over here. Okay, this is where it gets very tricky. Okay, that's working out nicely. Can I get this last one here? Very nice. And then I would proceed down further. It'll take too long to do the entire puzzle, but it gives you an idea. Like, I've got 40 points up in the corner. If I knock any of these other ones, I'm going to lose points, so try and get the highest score you can. There are also explosive bomb blocks, where if you set them off by hitting them, you'll get some points. Let's try this one out. So now you can see I want to hit these red things that have got little cherry bombs written on them, hoping to knock all of the gold bricks up into the sky and make them... That one in the center is going to be tricky because it doesn't have too many explosive around it. So a little bit of analysis. Let's see what happens if I hit one of these front guys here. Perfect. Now that looked easy, because that was the very first level. But as you can see, the challenge can really ramp up. I've only got one throw, and I need to knock all of this over. So it really becomes quite a puzzle to try and sort out. Where would I want to go with that? Let's try this center explosive guy right here. Yeah, I didn't get that one in the background there. Okay, so one brick left over. And therefore only a silver awarded. Now those are only the first three of the explore section. We got the crystals, the point blocks, the explosives. There's a whole bunch of other ones down at the bottom. And the explore is only one of 5 different things in the single-player game. There was the training initially, then you've got the explore. You've got these adventure-themed ones, which are kind of cool, where you do different things in either a fantasy medieval setting, you've got a tropical jungle, you've got a Wild West cowboy theme, and you've even got like a haunted mansion theme. All of which have got different story objectives, different things you're trying to do. Then you go down to the Explore Challenge, which is a bit like Explore, but now you've got different kinds of things. These are expert challenges, if you will. For example, here's Bullseye. Let's try it out. So in this one, I want to knock the point blocks into these multipliers. I don't know if you can see them back there, but there's like a target bullseye thing over there hovering in space. Looks like gelatin in a way. So I would like to knock these into there and get as many points as I can. So let's aim for one of the 9 blocks and see if I can get it into the 10. Nope. Completely missed. Okay, lousy shot. Yeah, so this is almost like a game of darts in a way. Let's try this number 9. Ugh. Well, I got 9 whole points for that one. Yeah, this is one of the many challenges. And then finally, you've also got Adventure Challenge, where you can again go with our medieval fantasy, jungle, Wild West, or haunted house theme, but you've got all these different types of things. You've got the ability to do like a shuffleboard thing, or firing cannons, or the light gun game I started off with. It's just an amazing level of depth. And that's just single player. Then there's a multiplayer mode. And what's really nice with this is in the multiplayer you can either go head-to-head and play competitively, or you can play cooperatively. In the co-op play, my wife and I really enjoyed the Wild West game, and there was one level in particular I really got to bring to your attention. There's different things here. There's blasters, which is more shoot-'em-ups, light gun game. There's rock haulers, which is more explosive stuff. And then in the additional levels, this one here, the number tree in the center, this one was a level that we played forever, and we loved it. This is the number tree, and I swear, we played this one forever, just to try and get as high of a score as we could, to get the gold mark for it. Basically, what we have here is kind of this cactus-shaped bunch of bricks, And we've got a bunch of numbers that we just need to knock over onto the ground without getting these black negative points. So, you know, pretty straightforward stuff, but my goodness, we played forever trying to get this thing, picking it off so that we could eventually get the highest score possible. It was a lot of fun. I think this is the one level we played consistently the most. Got some negative points on that one, oh well. But yeah, you get the idea. This is more of that, you know, trying to get as many points as you can type of gameplay, but I swear, we just... Oh no, I lost more points. Anyway, you get the idea. That level, that made the purchase of Boom Blox itself perfect. After the multiplayer mode, there is also a create mode where you can make your own stuff, where you drag and drop different obstacles and different types of blocks around. I'm not going to go too much into the create mode because, again, this video is going to be long enough already. Secondly, I do want to talk about the sequel of Boom Blox in a separate video because the create mode, they really added a lot to that, and that's worthy of its own video. So I'm not going to talk about create mode in this because I'm just talking about the first Boom Blox game. Finally, we've got some extras where we can look at the credits of the game, etc. And you do get little awards, sort of like the Wii's version of achievements, and that's pretty cool. So I just wanted to finish off. Boom Blox is a great game. I really recommend it, and the sequel even better. But you know what? Try the first one if you want to find out what this game is all about. It's a lot of fun. This is one of the other levels I hadn't shown yet where you've got chemical blocks. If they touch each other, these are the green ones here. If they hit each other, they cause an explosion. So that's kind of a new puzzle element. And the purple blocks disappear when you hit them. So let's see if I can drop this guy. Oops, let's do this. It's just kind of fun, you know, figuring out the puzzle and doing the awards there. There's another level. But before I finish off, yeah, this game, awesome, 5 out of 5, highly recommend it. There was something, though, that I always thought was weird about Boom Blox, and I actually asked this in a YouTube Q&A years ago. I don't understand why Boom Blox didn't sell. Like, it was not a highly successful... It's critically acclaimed. It has a lot of fondness in the Wii community. Like, if you mention to anybody on a forum, what are the must-have games for the Wii that are not necessarily Nintendo? Everybody says Boom Blox. It is a great game. But it didn't really sell very well. I mean, they made a sequel, and that really improved on it, but it's not like it was a huge seller, which I found weird, especially when, not too many years later, the idea of flinging something at a structure to cause damage became a huge success with Angry Birds. And it wasn't that much later. I always thought, well, wait a minute, why did nobody care about Boom Blox when Angry Birds showed that people love that concept? Like, it seems like a match made in heaven. You fling stuff and stuff explodes. You've got kind of that risk-reward if you want to get better points and stuff like that. Also, there's just something kind of fun about destroying things, and when it's in a virtual environment, that's fine, who cares? But why did Boom Blox not sell, and Angry Birds was a huge success? And many years ago, Steve Benway, who's an awesome YouTuber, had a little Friday questionnaire section where people could ask him questions and he would answer. And he actually answered one of mine. That was the very question I just posed. I said to him, why did Angry Birds do so well and Boom Blox was not a commercial success? And Steve had a very interesting point. He mentioned that, first of all, he hadn't really heard about the game before, so that's partially why I'm making this. But secondly, he thinks it might be the 3D. Like, there is being able to navigate around and drag your view and change your perspective. Maybe there's something in that which just causes people to not grasp it. Whereas the Angry Birds concept, when it's reduced to a flat 2D environment and you're just pulling back on the catapult and launching the bird and it's hitting the bricks, that one, I don't know, it just works on a more basic level. And I suspect maybe Steve was right, because obviously, I mean, there's an Angry Birds movie now. Like, it's huge. So Angry Birds struck a chord that, for whatever reason, Boom Blox didn't. And maybe Steve's right. Maybe it had to do with this 3D element, which is really too bad, because honestly, I think this is such a great game that it's really unfortunate it didn't do well. But anyway, Boom Blox. I would get it, and definitely get the sequel, and I'm going to do a separate video about the sequel. Until next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.